The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.
Well, it's a big Merry Christmas from all the team at the Dogs. It's been a fantastic year of greyhound racing, and we've the best action from 2007 coming up on the next two festive editions of Greyhound Racing's magazine programme. Two superstar greyhounds dominated the track scene in 2007. Over 4 bends, it was the awesome Barnfield on Air, and we'll look back at his great year next week. But for this programme, we'll be concentrating on the king of distance running, both 6 bends and 8, a dog named after the first Olympic marathon champion, Spiridon Louis.
It's Spiridon Louis, really crowning a fantastic year. Spiridon Louis wins.
Producer of the Dogs, Clive Lawrence, returned to the Claver-Hambury Essex kennels of Lorraine Sams, and through the trainer's eyes, we recap the Spiridon Louis story from the moment he walked through the kennel doors at the turn of the year.
He came into me in January. We ran him for, I think it was about 3 months, and about 4 runs in those 3 months, and he didn't have a win. It took a little bit of time to get him sorted out, but you know, it needs time. You need time to get to know these dogs, and you know, we're really on a one-to-one basis with him now. So yeah.
Yeah, so it took time to get to know him, and some people criticised your campaign with him. You think they were right to do so?
No, I don't, because I think the campaign that we've taken with him has been right for the dog. You know, what more can he do? He's proved everything. He's just been a fantastic dog for us and a fantastic year.
They had 4 races with you in those early months, and didn't really sparkle in any of them. Were you slightly worried? Of
course, yeah, because I think I remember you saying to me, Clive, in one of the earlier interviews, like, you're kind of on a hide into nothing here. But you know, I was never worried about that point, because I knew that we would always get him right. But it does take time to get dogs right. It doesn't just happen overnight.
Now, the first major competition he went for was a Regency, and there wasn't total agreement in the camp about that, was there?
No, I mean, I always classed him more as an 8-bend dog, and Gal obviously thought that he would win 6 bends, and that proved to be right. Yeah, and he won the Regency unbeaten.
So come final night at Hove, Spiridon Louis was sent off the 6-4 favourite to win the first major prize of his career, and in what was to become typical crowd-pleasing style, he did it.
And what a start from Westmead Sam, out in front already. Troopers Raquelme coming to challenge for the early lead. After these comes 4, Go Princess. There comes 3, Stardome Girl. As expected, the Spiridon Louis is at the back at this stage, along as Free as Air. The scrap on for the early paces here between traps 2, Westmead Sam, and 5, Troopers Raquelme. There's a bit of bother at the back there as they head down the far side, and Westmead Sam is getting the better of Troopers Raquelme. Spiridon Louis moved up into 3rd, and now is closing as they come around the second last bend. It's Westmead Sam with the edge. A length clear from 5, Troopers Raquelme. Here comes Spiridon Louis coming with a great run as they come off the final bend. Westmead Sam picked up by Spiridon Louis, back to his brilliant best. The king has arrived. Spiridon Louis. King Louis wins the Regency.
I can't thank Lorraine enough. She's just done so much with him, and obviously Nick let me have him in the first place. So,
but as you say, Lorraine has worked miracles here, and now the big prize.
She has just been amazing. So now we're gonna see what we do next. But
go and have a look at him. Go and have a word with him. Thank you.
By his side throughout his career, and very much a part of the Lorraine Sams team, has been Spiridon Louis' owner, Gal May. Theirs has been a great partnership, with input from both sides, especially in terms of their Champions campaign. Discussion between them centred on whether now to step the dog up in trip. Would he have to lead over 8 bends to win? The answer came at Peterborough and was a resounding no.
Louis trying to come again as they go round the penultimate turn. It's still in front, Spanky moved. What a run here, Spiridon Louis closing still. As they come round the final bend, Spanky moved, getting tired, and Spiridon Louis goes right past and wins well.
And did that teach you a little bit more about the dog? He didn't need to lead from the front in 8 bends?
No, I mean, the thing is, he doesn't need to lead. He can lead, or he can do it from behind. And the thing is, he's a very, very clever tracker. He's got a brain, and I think that's what wins him a lot of races.
You say he's a clever tracker, but some of his earlier defeats were put down to the fact he wouldn't come off the rails. Has he changed his ways now?
He has changed his running, because now he doesn't mind if he passes a dog inside or he passes a dog outside. I think he's learnt an awful lot from his early days. Although he had the potential there, he's just really realised that potential now, because he's just the whole package.
Next stop for Spiridon Louis was a trip to the seaside. It was Yarmouth's turn to stage a TV trophy, and after a track record in a trial stakes and an easy win in the heats, he lined up in the final against the likes of Cash for Kate and headed on Jordan.
Away we go, headed on Jordan's fallen out of the trap. Best away is one Wise Susie. That's going to lead round at the first bend ahead of Cash for Kate, who's not getting a run, although Spiridon Louis did, and is off in chase, and it's in a great pitch as they head down the far side. Could this be deja vu? Wise Susie out in front then from Spiridon Louis. They were in that position around the fourth bend in the heats, and this is where Spiridon Louis took up the lead, and Spiridon Louis is coming through with his effort. Spiridon Louis just goes on from Wise Susie. After these up into third place comes Six Mitzi, and then after these we've got still racing back, headed on Jordan, trying to make up a bit of progress on the outside of Confident Foe. As they come down towards the second last turn, it's Spiridon Louis who's starting to draw away now by 2 lengths from Wise Susie in second place. Then a gap back to Six Mitzi. Off the final bend, it's still Spiridon Louis, a length up. Wise Susie pushing it all the way, but Spiridon Louis has landed the television trophy.
The decision to step up in trip, looking the right one after Peterborough, was well and truly rewarded with victory in one of the sport's most famous races. The Spiridon Louis bandwagon was now on a roll, and while the Blue Square Derby would temporarily take the spotlight off the champion stayer, he would also soon be heading to Wimbledon.
We can now review the other major six-bend races at the start of the year, beginning with the Bet Direct Prestige Stakes at Hall Green. They come down towards the second last bend, and Tyler Tom taking on both sides, and it's Westmead Olivia the leader. Entering the home straight, Westmead Olivia leading from Larkhill Bird. They're pulling on now, up towards the line. It's going to be desperately close. Larkhill Bird on the inside by a head. From back in second place, Westmead Olivia. Running on into third was Westmead Eford, but what a run from Larkhill Bird. Gutsy to the end. She wins the Bet Direct Prestige. On to the inaugural running of the £20,000 William Hill Grand Prix Classic at Sunderland. Romford Car 2 goes on with Go Eddie Honda as they come round the final bend. In front again is Go Eddie Honda. Can Romford Car 2 respond? It's going to be Go Eddie Honda by a neck from Romford Car 2, and a photo needed for third. What a year it's been for Scottish-based trainer Graham Hutt, who's only got a small kennel, and Go Eddie Honda was one of his stars. Here's the William Hill Cesarewitch final from Oxford. As they come down towards the second last bend, Droopy's Raquelme now has to worry about Dark Hondo looking for space on the inside. There's about half length between them. Dark Hondo just forges on now from Droopy's Raquelme. Big finish from Evergreen Classic that's trying to close, but it's Dark Hondo that wins by a length and a half. Dark Hondo lifting the Cesarewitch for Swindon contract trainer Paul Foster.
After the break, we're off to Wimbledon to relive the excitement of Greyhound Derby final night.
Well, welcome back to the Dogs as we continue our review of the year. Dual Derby champion Westmead Hawk was returning to the track following a serious injury to target a record-breaking third Greyhound Derby win in a row. His comeback was at Monmore, where he reached the final of the Greyhound Studbook Trophy. He finished second to Fear Robin. There were certain onlookers who still thought he had a mountain to climb if he was to win another Derby.
I think a month ago I said it was 500 to 1. I still think you'd be wanting 500 to 1 before you'd be backing him to win a third Derby.
Prophetic words as Westmead Hawk was retired to stud and PR duties. However, there was a new litter on the ground from Mega Delights, the dam of Westmead Hawk, and one fellow was always highly thought of, Westmead Lord.
I think he's got great future. He won't stay. He won't stay further than 4 bends, but I'll be happy if he does because it's fast enough. You wait and see. His pace is electrifying.
However, it was his litter brother, Westmead Prince, who drew first blood. And it's Westmead Prince for the Sabbers. Westmead Prince here by 2 lengths. Bombville Busters eating into the lead. Westmead Prince by a length wins the Macaulay's Peterborough Puppy Derby final. Westmead Prince never made an impact after that promising win, but Westmead Lord's early pace kept him qualifying during the early rounds of the William Hill Greyhound Derby. In the semi-finals, he showed plenty of guts and typical Westmead resolution after braking moderately and taking a couple of bumps on the bend to qualify in third place. In the final, Irish raider Loyal Honcho was made the favourite for trainer Seamus Graham. Nick Savva, walking Westmead Lord on parade, was unaware that his charge was taking a walk in the market, like the punters prefer to be with his kennel companion Dilemma's Flight, who was showing as the 2-1 second favourite. There were two more Irish challengers, Forest Goals for Fraser Black and Ullid Connor, trained by Paul Hennessy. The complete outsider, Corey Fastrap, was trained by Scottish duo Liz and Rab McNair. Owners proud as punch to see their charges here tonight. The 2007 Blue Square Greyhound Derby final, £100,000 at stake, and there they go! And racing up towards the first bend, Westmead Lord has absolutely belted out of the traps from Ullid Connor into second place. After these comes Loyal Honcho in third, and then comes Forest Goals as they head down the far side. It's Westmead Lord with a 2.5 length lead over Ullid Connor. Then comes Loyal Honcho, who was slightly crowded, looking for space. Forest Goals as they spin round the final bend. It's still in front, Westmead Lord. Ullid Connor's trying to closing Loyal Honcho. Westmead Lord has won by a neck. Nick Savva has done it again. He's done it with Westmead Lord, who hadn't won a round of the Derby, was weak in the bedding, but has got a flyer here. Westmead Lord, a young greyhound who we could see again next year, maybe even stronger. What a win, what a time for Nick Savva. And he's won from a very brave Loyal Honcho in second place, and back in third was Forest Goals. He takes the congratulations down at the pickup. A roar with Westmead Lord. What a start for an inexperienced greyhound. He trapped out so well. He showed the early pace up from Ullid Connor. At the back there you can see Dilemma's Flight and also Corey Fastrap at the back of the pack. They couldn't live with the early pace, and Westmead Lord, who'd been caught time and again in the early part of the competition, has stayed on that little bit better tonight to scoop the £100,000 prize. Loyal Honcho was to throw down the last challenge for Seamus Graham. How cruel it's been for Seamus. Forest Goals running a fantastic race as well for Fraser Black, closing all the time, but Westmead Lord perhaps out on his feet, but he's won the 2007 Blue Square Greyhound Derby final. So much emotion on display as owner Bob Morton hugs trainer Nick Savva after a record-breaking third consecutive Derby win for the combination. We never saw Westmead Lord again in 2007 due to a toe injury. Let's hope he can come back to his best in 2008.
A fabulous classic success for Westmead Lord, but the star of the undercard on Derby final night was undoubtedly Spiridon Louis. The Durando Marathon saw him clash again with Cash for Kate and Headed on Jordan, but they were no match for him tonight, and neither was the clock.
Headed on Jordan has absolutely bolted up front and just going to try and lead, but trap 5 Anarchy gets in his way, so Anarchy goes on from Headed on Jordan after he's got to get back to Hondo Reunion. Then comes 2 Spiridon Louis towards the rear at the moment, Cash for Kate and also Snappy Girl as they go around the fourth turn then, and up front it's Anarchy leading here. Anarchy out in front from Headed on Jordan. Spiridon Louis trying to make a race of it as well. After these comes 3 Hondo Reunion as they go into the 5th turn. It's Anarchy trying to move through. It's Spiridon Louis and it hits the front. Headed on Jordan goes with it as they head down the far side. It's Spiridon Louis leading here by 2 lengths over Headed on Jordan in second place. They come round the penultimate turn, and Spiridon Louis with his 2.5 length buffer over Headed on Jordan, who just can't keep tabs. It's Spiridon Louis really crowning a fantastic year. Spiridon Louis wins, beats Headed on Jordan. Cash for Kate ran on to take third.
That was probably one of his most incredible runs ever. He won that from behind and he broke the track record. And to win on the Derby final night made it even more special.
Well, tell us about that occasion. Obviously, a great occasion. Was it an ambition of yours to have a winner on Derby night?
It was, yeah. I mean, I'd obviously been to a Derby final when I was with John Coleman, with Kilcannon Bullet, but to actually win the Durando was something that I never ever dreamed would happen, and it did, and it was a dream.
Spiridon Louis' next major target was the Select Stayers at Nottingham, one of the classiest six-bend races of the year.
There they go, and race away up towards the first of the six bends, and the best pace here, Larkhill Bird trying to turn in front here, looking for a bit of space around the outside. Oh, terrible trouble for Westmead Aoife. Also five-headed on Jordan, got a hefty bump there. So going on, it's 3, Larkhill Bird now leading by 2.5 lengths over 2, Romford Car 2. There comes Headed on Jordan lying in third. After this comes Spiridon Louis as they head down the far side, final time. Larkhill Bird leading from Romford Car 2, coming to throw down a challenge. Spiridon Louis picking up ground. They come down towards the second last bend, and it's still the lead with Larkhill Bird finding extra at the moment. Back in second, Romford Car 2, one space. Spiridon Louis, they come off the final bend, getting it now. Larkhill Bird, Spiridon Louis flying out of death. It's going to be close, just I think, to Spiridon Louis ahead of Larkhill Bird. It's got to a photo.
The Nottingham triumph was one of his best, but Spiridon Louis' eyes were now focused on the future and a classic date with Destiny.
While Spiridon Louis concentrated on marathon events, here's how the summer six-bend finals developed. The trap for Charlie's Dream, the leader here from 1. Calzaghe Frisbee, Larkhill Bird looking for space to come round the final bend. Charlie's Dream picked up by Larkhill Bird. No, Charlie's Dream got back up. A gutsy run from local hope Charlie's Dream, winning the Cock of the North at Bellevue for Otto Querez. On to Walthamstow and their premier six-bend race of the year, the VC Bet Grand Prix, over 640 metres. Here Robin's trying to get inside Calzaghe Frisbee as they head down the far side. 2 lengths back to 5, Shelbourne Wine trying to make up some progress. Looking for Fowden Special, still about last, going around the second last bend, but closing. They come round the final bend, Fear Robin's in front now. Fear Robin poaches a length, Fowden Special trying to close upon Calzaghe Frisbee. Oh, what a run from Fowden Special. Absolutely tore up the home straight. Trained by Derek Knight, Fowden Special winning the Grand Prix. Back to Bellevue for the Tote Sport Gold Collar Final.
And in front here is Vatican Jinky by 2 or 3 lengths. 2 nicks is trying to close the margin. These are clear now from Boahash Patriot. They come down towards the final bend. Vatican Jinky, he'd been off the track for so long, but he's coming back with a big win here for Pat Rosney. Vatican Jinky wins the Tote Sport Gold Collar.
Vatican Jinky nursed back to full fitness by trainer Pat Rosney.
A good year for Spiridon Louis was about to get even better, but not before plenty of deliberation over his next campaign. He'd been running and winning over 8 bends, but a drop in distance for the St Leger now tempted connections.
Probably a real strange decision and probably a little bit of a concern, but Gal was adamant that she really wanted a runner in the Leger, and let's be fair, that probably might be the only runner she would ever have in the Leger. We never went into that competition thinking that he would actually win the Leger. It was just a thing thinking, well, yeah, we might keep qualifying here and we've got a good chance of getting into the final, and it would have been great just to run in the final, let alone win it.
Having won his first and second round heats well, Spiridon Louis had run below par in the semis, the quick runs possibly not suiting, but with some Sam's TLC, he was ready to go come the final.
Racing over 668 metres, and away we go, and racing up towards the first bend. A level start, trap 2, director's chair is going to go up in front here with Lenson Joker. These two share the lead. After he's back in third, Iceman Brutus moves off, hampers local knowledge. Also out wide, Westmead Aoife trying to make up ground on the inside rail is Spiridon Louis. They go with a lap to go, and the chase is on as Lenson Joker now hits the front, just ahead of director's chair. Up into third at the moment, got Iceman Brutus. Spiridon Louis trying to make way on the inside, Westmead Aoife on the outside as they come down towards the second last bend. It's Lenson Joker leading here by 2 lengths over 2 director's chair. Spiridon Louis is being held up, but coming now, Spiridon Louis closing on the inside, Westmead Aoife on this near side. Spiridon Louis gets there. Louis won the Leger.
There's probably no words to describe winning the Leger. You know, to win TV Trophy, to win the Leger, probably 2 of the oldest races going in the calendar, and something I never ever thought I would win.
Winner of 3 Category 1 races, Eye on the Veto has been a tremendous servant for trainer Mark Wallace during 2007. He began his campaign by winning the Emerald Cup at Coventry over 480 metres, beating Iceman Ross in the process. A light campaign followed, as the main target was always the Greyhound Derby. He won in the first round in 28.65 and followed up in the second round with a 28.75 clocking. Unfortunately, after a slow start and a bad bump, he went out of the competition at the third round stage. But it was back at his beloved Romford where he notched up his next Category 1 by winning the Stadium Bookmakers Champion Stakes over 575 metres. A return visit to Romford in December saw him start odds-on favourite to retain his title in the Essex Vars. Roaring in home down in front of me on the terraces, the locals love Eye on the Veto, who's some 6 lengths clear here, reaching the second last bend from 3. Special deal after he's Confadigan Jinky, but there's only one winner. It's Eye on the Veto, rewriting the record books for the Essex Vars, going on to win and beats Special Deal in second. Eye on the Veto retains his Essex Vars title and is a real credit to his owner John Keefe and trainer Mark Wallace.
Spiridon Louis' band of supporters enjoyed an amazing year, but how did the kennel cope with the growing expectations of their star performer?
I haven't felt any pressure with him really. That's not saying that I don't get slightly nervous when he runs, but I know that the dog is always going out there doing his best, trying his hardest, and there's not a pressure with him, no.
What about with the press? So other people want to know everything about him. Why did he not run well last night? Why did he do this? What about that sort of pressure?
Well, listen, look, people are entitled to ask questions. You know, he's a top-notch dog. He's got a lot of the public are behind him. People want to know what's going on with him. So there's never a problem if somebody phones or somebody asks, you know, what's gone wrong or is he okay. It's nice, you know. It's nice that the dog is thought of so much.
So Lorraine, everyone watching this programme just finished their turkey and stuffing. They've listened to the Queen, now they can listen to you.
Thanks, Clive. I mean, it's just really like to say a few thank yous to everybody. To my dad, who is obviously a big asset to the kennel. He's there 24/7, and when we're racing, he's there paddocking the dogs. To Paul and Joe that do so much for the kennel, and they're the backbone of the kennel. And of course all the suppliers and people like Dave from the Ground and Whippet Shop, and Ron Mills, who is a big asset to us. He treats Mike very regularly, probably once every couple of weeks, and to, you know, all the other dogs that he looks after as well. And a big thank you to all the owners that have been really supportive all year.
A vintage year for the Regency, Durando, TV Trophy, Select Stairs and of course St Ledger Champion. It's been a wonderful campaign, and the great news from Lorraine Sams and her team is they plan to plot the same course next year. Well done, super Spiridon Louis. Looking ahead to the calendar, and the highlight of the weekend is the Arnie Dennis Memorial at Sheffield on Saturday 29th of December. There are supporting opens on the card, plus other opens planned at Hull and Kinsley. On Sunday, Coventry is the only track staging open races. New Year's Day action at Reading and Henlow. And for all the news on when your local track is racing over the festive period, click onto our website, thedogs.co.uk, and join us next week as we continue our review of the 2007 season, centering on Barnfield On Air.
The Dogs, in association with the British Greyhound Racing Board.